Krishna is impersonal. Praying to Krishna is natural.
Mm,
It's difficult
yes.
in our life for us to pray or for other
Mm,
devotees to pray for us. These are all natural outpourings of,
yes, Prabhuji. That's what I was. Again, I got convinced. Okay, he knows. He knows
that
how
is
strong
there.
I am.
That is
Mm,
there. We
mm,
ultimately believe in the Lord's mercy, and He
yes,
knows what is best for us. Being
yes, Prabhuji.
Paramatma, He is traveling with us. But still,
Mm,
in our
yes,
future
Prabhuji.
for us to pray, that also He will understand. But in
Yes,
fact, if
Prabhuji.
you don't
I
pray, the Lord may
uh,
feel, what is this? You are doing
no,
something.
no, no. Now that's what I'm saying, Krishna. You feel I'm very strong, but I'm becoming weak, my Lord. I couldn't take this. Please show mercy, is what I'm telling. Let's see, Prabhuji. But anyway, he will give me the strength all through this. He gave me the strength
We shall
off
ask
and on.
for you
Mm,
that you come out of this successfully, because we
yes,
see so many people. But I think typically, when you are able to take your 3 cycles, they will say, okay, now we can try another 3. Like that, typically, that's what the
mm,
doctor, they don't stop with 3. It's a typical way they approach. They don't tell you
yes,
upfront, but then
yes, Prabhu.
yeah, but somehow or
Mm,
other, able to take, they will go for another 3. Yeah.
yes,
But
Prabhuji.
as such, they
And
have not confirmed also, no, that it is definitely cancer. Like that, there is no diagnosis.
it is confirmed, Prabhuji. My what they removed, no, the tumor that they removed after my surgery. The surgery they removed the distal femur fully. No,
Mm-hmm.
that is it is high grade bone cancer only.
We'll definitely, all of us, keep praying for you. We
Yes,
hope
Prabhuji.
the best outcome, that you should be able to give yourself more fully to the service of the Lord and to the.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji.
Are you in a
Uh,
position to chant the Mangalashanam
yes,
prayer? Please go ahead.
yes, Prabhuji. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुधपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरि वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances, my sincere gratitude for giving me your association as we continue Madhurya Kadambini. I just want to say that this chapter that we are going through right now, the third shower of the Madhurya Kadambini. Madhurya Kadambini means a set of clouds, rain-bearing clouds, and these are one by one shower. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, like that. Now we are into the Anartha Nivritti shower. There is a third shower. This is a very important chapter, very, very relevant for all of us. So let us try to dive into this and derive a lot of faith and hope for our spiritual life. We should understand that this is the one and only path to achieve the complete perfection. There are other paths, but those paths will eventually lead to this path. Like Prabhupada would compare Sankhya Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. By Sankhya Yoga, by analytical study, one comes to the conclusion after many, many lifetimes that Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Bahunam Janmanam Ante. He comes to the conclusion that Vasudeva. Then what does he do? He starts doing Bhakti. He starts doing Bhakti. So the Jnani also eventually comes to the stage of Bhakti, but for that he takes many lifetimes. If you take a karmi, he is doing sakama karma, he tries to enjoy the fruits of his actions, but at some point of time, he becomes disgusted with that. He reaches the stage of nishkamya karma, where he does things only as a matter of duty, not looking at the fruits, or he, as a parinishta bhakta, he does it only for setting a good example. He is not dependent on his karma. At that stage, he comes to the jnana. He, from performing nishkamya karma, he will climb the ladder and come to jnana. So we have already discussed about jnana yogi. What happens to him? So from karma to jnana, then eventually they have to come to bhakti. At least they should mix bhakti with their whatever process. If it is karma, mixed with bhakti, jnana mixed with bhakti, even to get an inferior result. Karma yogi wants to go to heaven, or jnana yogi wants to get liberation. Even they have to do some mishra. Whatever they do, they have to mix bhakti with that. But if they really want to get the highest result, then they have to come to pure bhakti stage. So from jnana, they have to eventually come to bhakti, give up jnana, enter into bhakti in association of devotees. Then they will be able to go to the stage of prema. Same with Ashtanga yogis. Either they will settle for liberation, which is inferior, or they come in association of devotees and look for something superior. So all these things are discussed here in this chapter, but we have to apply our mind very closely to understand that the process of bhakti is given by God personally. God is on the transcendental platform and is guiding us souls which are trapped in the material platform to come back to Him. So He only is competent to develop such methodologies. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, they are all material processes. Bhakti alone is transcendental from beginning to the end. We are contaminated, but the bhakti will not get contaminated. Bhakti always remains pure. But we are contaminated by anarthas. And so that anartha nivritti stage is what we are discussing. We were discussing from the beginning of the chapter how anarthas arise in four different ways, right? So Sukritotta, Dushkritotta. These are the two anarthas. One is Dushkritotta. Those anarthas are papa reactions, sinful reactions like avidya, asmita, icha, dvesha, abhinivesha. These things are the negative results of Dushkritotta by doing wrong activities. And by doing right activities, which are called pious activities, they also create anarthas only. They are called Sukritota anarthas. What does it do? It gives you happiness. But that happiness within this material world is binding. The Sukritota leads you to Sattvagun. And in Sattvagun, your life is generally peaceful, happy, you are filled with compassion to all the other living entities. You are still attached to your material existence, but you are enjoying a life which is going smoothly like a stream. There is no disturbance at all. Material life, but of course, old age, disease, death will happen. And you will again take birth in a good family, pious family, people with good samskaras. You will have a lot of wealth and you'll be doing nice charity. You will not be doing sinful activities. So, like that, Sukrutotha binds you by a golden chain. You find life is very good. So that also prevents you from reaching your highest destination. You are still averse to serving the Lord. You are in Sattva Gun, but you are averse to serving the Lord. Why? Because you are absorbed in enjoying the fruits of your good activities. You want to do good things and enjoy the fruits of those good activities. So that is binding. So that is Sukrutota Anartha. So these two are understood, or anyone has problems with these two? They are Anartha. Sometimes we think, oh, out of pious activity, how Anartha can come? By sinful activity, Anartha can come, I understand. But out of pious activity, how it can come? Are you clear with that?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Because we never knew until we came to this path of bhakti, where we are told unmotivated, uninterrupted bhakti to Krishna is required. That only can please the soul, right? Ahaituki apradhyata yenatma suprasidati. The soul that becomes completely satisfied, the soul that receives perfection, what it has to do? Uninterrupted, unmotivated bhakti to the Supreme Lord, Urkrame, to the Supreme Lord who does unimaginably great activities. To his lotus feet, we have to perform bhakti. That only can give full satisfaction to the soul. If the soul is not fully satisfied, what happens? Tell me. Why should the soul be fully satisfied?
Otherwise, it will look for any other process, Prabhuji.
And
It
the
is
soul
not
will keep
satisfied.
looking.
That's
Because,
the nature, Prabhuji, of the
sorry?
soul.
Huh?
And to be complete in bliss is the nature of the soul, Prabhuji.
You are absolutely right. Satchitananda. We are a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. Our nature is Satchitananda. The soul will keep searching to be established in that position. Satchitananda, right? Krishna is the master Satchitananda, and we are the servitor Satchitananda. That is our position, natural position. And we are absolutely happy with that. We are both Atma Rama. Krishna is Atma Rama, and his devotee is also Atma Rama. Not that the devotee has to look for something. Just by attaching himself in that status of Nitya Krishna Das, the soul becomes completely satisfied. Then there is no more seeking. The soul is engaged in such activities that give complete satisfaction. The soul doesn't keep looking, oh, I want something better. Once you come, re-establish your relationship with Krishna, either in Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Santaras, Vatsalyaras, whatever it is. Once you establish your relationship, eternal relationship with Krishna, in any rasa, you are completely satisfied. So until we don't reach that, we keep looking. So only a soul which does uninterrupted, unmotivated service to Krishna will reach that perfection. Until you don't reach perfection, you will be dissatisfied and you will keep looking for something or the other. Then you may end up doing sukrutota or dushkrutota activities that may produce pious results or impious results. So these two things we have understood. Pious results also keep you away from Krishna until you develop a favorable attitude. Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam. Anushilanam means constantly serving. How? Anukulyena. In a favorable attitude, you have to be constantly serving Krishna. With Anya Abhilashita Shunya. I have no other desire except to please Krishna. Like that. And you don't think there is any other way to do that, to please Krishna, except bhakti. Karma, jnana, ashtanga yoga, you have rejected those paths. So jnana, karma, adi, anavritam. You give up all that. And then that is called uttama bhakti, right? So that way, the, the devotee who is in this path rejects pious activity and impious activity both. So you may question, actually this should not be disclosed to the common public. That we know. In the Karma Kanda chapter also we saw Krishna doesn't want us to disturb the faith of others. We should not disturb the faith of others. But this is for only for people who have come into the path of bhakti. We teach them punya is also a problem. It's an anartha. But outside, in Karma Yoga platform, we will never say that. For a Karma Yogi, punya is very favorable for him because his ultimate aim is to go to heaven or to enjoy apavarga in this material world. He wants to avoid hell, he wants to go to heaven or enjoy a very peaceful existence in this material world, dharmartha kama. That is his goal. So for that, it is the best possible method. But we are looking for the ultimate perfection for the soul. There is no coming back. We want complete freedom from birth, old age, disease, and death to be re-established in our highest relationship with the Supreme Lord. So it is told to us that avoid both Sukrutota and Dushkrutota. In fact, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says some people don't even make this distinction of Papa and Punya. They put both in the same bucket. Why? Can anyone comment to that? Why they put it in the same bucket? We should not misunderstand. We should have the correct understanding why some advanced teachers put both Sukrutota and Dushkrutota anarthas into the same bucket. Please.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, because we have to take birth again, Prabhuji, to enjoy the fruits of the Punya and Papa.
Yes, there is one good reason. Can you give one more good reason?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I did not clearly understand Prabhuji the question, like
The
both
first,
in same.
Sukrutota anarthas and Dushkrutota anarthas, right? Sukrutota anartha means the results of pious activity is also an anartha, right? Anartha is a negative term. Sukrutota means pious activity. Anartha resulting from pious activity. And then anartha resulting from impious activity. Now, if you tell a common man like this, he will say, I can understand anartha from sinful activity. But from pious activity, how anartha can come? So I want you to answer this question. Yesterday also we discussed this point, but I am coming back to this because some points should go deeply into our heart. This chapter may take maybe several sessions, but it is worthwhile to you and to me. Let us understand this Anartha Nivritti stage very well, so that we will do our sadhana with much more focus. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, Sukruti is it is impediment in the path of bhakti, Prabhuji. We may be diverted from the path of the bhakti by enjoying the fruits of our Sukruti.
Exactly. So it is distracting us from our goal. A bhakta has only one goal. What is that goal? Prema. I want to attain Krishna Prema. He has just one goal. So anything that will distract you from that goal is not welcome. It's an anartha. Artha means what? That which is substantial, something that has meaning, something which is the essence, that is artha. Anartha means it is a negative of that. It is insubstantial, it is temporary, it is fleeting, it is insignificant. That is anartha. Right? So we are discriminating now between artha and anartha for a devotee. For a karmi, his discrimination will not be in this fashion. So you should never discuss this with a karmi. He may become angry with you. And rightly so. Because his aim is something else. So we should understand everybody's position and we should not disturb them. This subject matter, what we are discussing, is for a devotee who is trying to get Krishna Prema. They realize that I want a permanent solution to my problems. I don't want a temporary solution, temporary happiness. Ehi samsparshaja bhoga dukkhayonaya yevate. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Adyantavantaha kaunteya na teshu ramate buddhaha. Buddhaha means those people who are really intelligent. Na teshu ramate. In those things, they don't get happiness. Who? Intelligent people. In what they don't get intelligence? Yehi samsparshaja bhoga. The enjoyment that comes from senses contacting sense objects, that pleasure, they don't get any interest in that. Why? Adyantavantaha. These pleasures have a beginning and they have an end. You go to heaven on a particular date, and on a particular date, they are keeping perfect account. When your punya runs out, they will push you back to the material world. Then you have to do yajna, tapasya, all those things, and then come make your way back. So that is a separate path. It's a circular path. Go, come, like that. We have yajna pravartitam chakram. Krishna says in Karma Yoga chapter, right? Yajna pravartitam chakram. The demigods and the jiva souls, they are cooperating between themselves. And in that process, you go to heaven, and those who are already in heaven, they come down. This cycle keeps on going. Like you go to the Mela, you will see those huge giant wheel, no? Sometimes somebody is going up, then they are down, somebody else is down, they are going up. They are happy with that. For them, there is nothing greater. In fact, the Mimamsakas, Karma Mimamsakas, they say karma is the highest. There's nothing, there's no God. Karma is God. They say like this is all in the Vedas. So, but we don't deny, we don't fight with them. We don't argue with anyone as devotees. We try to understand and proceed. This is one point. I hope it is understood. Why Sukrutota also is not a very favorable thing for a devotee. Devotee does not keep looking where I can do some charity so that I can get some punya, where some pious activities. There is some charitable school, let me give some books there. There is some poor home, let me give some food there. There are some poor people, let me give them some clothing. Like that, looking for doing pious activities. Why? Multiple reasons. One reason is I am not God. First thing, I am not God. Why I am saying this, I am not God? Because God is putting every soul in the right place where they should be for their evolution. Every soul, the most suffering soul, the most enjoying soul, they are in that respective place with God's intention to help them evolve. But until and unless you understand why you have been put in a particular place, you will not derive the benefits of that. You will be spending your papa, will be spending your punya, but you won't learn the lessons. So history will keep on repeating. The history repeats itself is for those people who don't understand there is a purpose to life. For those people, history repeats itself. Like yesterday we were telling, we should be so grateful. Purpose has been disclosed to us. So now we learn. Our whole purpose in life is to learn. Learn. I want to learn. So that way. So in that sense, we have learned that Punya and Papa both will bind us. Punya will bind you to enjoying in this material world. Very, almost pure enjoyment. But you are the master. You are the enjoyer. You have serving God is far away from you in Sattva-guna. Right? So that way, we are advised not to do that. But same time, I said yesterday also, I will repeat, because these points should be, see, there are nuances, we say, there was a book called, it's not a book I recommend you to read, but there was a book titled 50 Shades of Grey. Nobody please buy that book. It's a hopeless, sinful book. But it talks about 50 shades of grey. We either look at things in black or white, right? But in between black and white, unlimited shades. Why 50 shades? There must be unlimited shades of grey, correct? We call it grey, neither black nor white. Similarly, we should develop the discriminating mindset to understand these things, right? From a Karma Yogi perspective, there is piety has one meaning. From a devotee perspective, piety means only acts of bhakti. For us, there is only piety because it is leading you towards your ultimate goal. At the same time, please don't think that we are recommending that we should become hard-hearted. That if you see someone suffering, we think, oh, the Lord has put him in that place and I should not interfere in his karma. And I cannot change his karma because who am I to go against the Lord's will? The Lord wants him to suffer. And who loves him more than the Lord? The Lord has put somebody in a position of suffering. And can I have more love for that person than God? If God has put that person in such a miserable, despicable, wretched conditions, if God, who loves all of us equally, has put him in that position, for me to think I will uplift him from that position, is it very intelligent? That here I am the greater God. That God has no mercy, but I have. No, that is not the purpose in which we do charity. The only reason we do charity is with the full realization that God is the well-wisher of all. Suhridam Sarva Bhutani. I am an ordinary Jivatma. I am bound in my own ways. I am filled with contamination and bad qualities. Who am I to act as God? Who am I to compete with God? But My problem is, if I see someone suffering and I don't extend the hand, my heart becomes hard. If I constantly neglect the suffering I see around me and I just keep going my own way, then my heart becomes hard. It's not good for devotion. My heart needs to be plowed. It should be made soft. That's why Balramji, who is a spiritual master, carries a plow. He carries a plow to show that the spiritual master will plow your heart and plant the seed of love. Without plowing, the seed will not grow. So our heart needs to be plowed. So the plowing happens when you do charitable activity, when you are not indifferent to suffering. But never think that, oh, I am a charitable person, I am helping this person, even God has put him in that place, but I have helped him to come out. Some people say that I took care of a child from standard 1, now he became an IAS officer, or he's become a great CEO of some company, and he still remembers me. Very good. But if it makes you pride, you have become another God. You have become a competitor to God. So one should guard against that. So little acts of charity, you just forget about it. Jesus Christ says, what the left hand gives, right hand should not know. That is a way to do charity. Even the moment charity, just give it and forget it. Not a meditated act. Just do it and forget it. You see suffering, you do your help and move on. Because we don't want that punya. Some people are looking for punya, but we don't want punya because sukrutota anartha there. We realize they are anartha. Because why anartha? Anartha means it has a beginning and it has an end. Adi andavantaha. Is it clear? Sanskrit word Krishna uses. Adi andavantaha. So, na teshu ramate buddha. So, intelligent persons don't take pleasure. How amazing this one line. It can save us from unlimited rebirths, Just that's why we can never repay our debt of gratitude to this movement of ISKCON. Because they brought Bhagavad Gita to us in a way that we can access it. I have heard of Bhagavad Gita from the time I was a baby, but never ever I could lay my hand on one. And had I got also, I would have derived no meaning from that, because I know so many places they are advertising Karma Yoga, Bhagavad Gita, somebody giving a class on that, very advanced person, disciple of so and so, coming in such and such parampara, like that. No, but as long as they are not connected to a Vaishnava parampara, which is 4, we already know. Unless they are connected to this parampara, sorry, that Bhagavad Gita is Sarpochishta Paya. Sarpa Uchishta Paya. Paya means milk. Sarpa Uchishta means milk that has been touched by a snake. What use is that? What help will that give to me? That Bhagavad Gita is not the real Bhagavad Gita. So we got Bhagavad Gita as it is from Srila Prabhupada. From where we can understand. So this one point, that whether it is punya or papa, adi andavantaha, whether it is sukrutota anartha or dushkrutota anartha, it has a beginning and an end. Whether it is material suffering or whether it is material enjoyment, it has a beginning and it has an end. But we get distracted from serving the Lord. We get distracted from performing our bhakti sadhana. That is why both are called anartha. Is it clear? So I'm not saying, we are not recommended that we should not do any pious activity. When the situation demands, you will do pious activity, but without attachment to the fruits, without making yourself the doer, right? Prakrite kriyamanani gunai karmani sarvasaha ahankara vimuda atma karta aham iti manyate. What you should not do, you should not develop a mentality of doer. I am the doer. That mentality should not arise. You do it and move on. And your goal is, oh Lord, please help me to avoid becoming hard-hearted. That is why I am doing this act. Right? Actually, in this context, let me tell you one more thing, maybe not directly connected to that, but still it is very useful. When it comes to charity, the best kind of charity, if you see, Prabhupada writes in the 12th chapter, multi-ladders of how to perform bhakti to Arjuna, Krishna will recommend. completely absorb your mind in me. That is the best path, right? If it is not possible, then do sadhana bhakti. Like that he gives, no? So there also you see charity you can give. You can help those people who are performing bhakti, who are propagating the message of Krishna. You can help them. Actually, that is a very, very powerful way to help ourselves in the path of bhakti. Because when we say the word charity, this world is full of suffering, right? Suffering is increasing. See, when you see a man like Trump, sorry, I am taking a name here. He is creating misery across the globe, within his own country, outside. He's so unpredictable. What he told 5 minutes ago, he will tell the opposite this minute. Again, he will go back to that 5 minutes later. Just creating so much. And people are now studying the effect of what he said on, or what he did on the stock market. Premeditated bets have been taken. He is going to announce something. On the basis of that, the market is going to move. So now only people are buying or selling based on that. How they came to know, that is another research going on. So you may think, how the most powerful country in the world, which has a democracy from, I don't know, 1776, God knows. From, it is a 300-year-old democracy, around almost. But still it has got a president like that. They are so proud about that presidential system of government. But what kind of a president did they elect? So much so, today they don't know how to control him. Reminds me of that story, Aesop's story we read in our childhood. There were many frogs in a pond. Anyone knows this story? Many frogs in a pond. They wanted a king. Anyone knows this story? Remember from childhood? We read these stories. They wanted a king and they prayed to God. All of them united together. Oh God, please give us a king. And then one day, third, something fell in the pond. It was big and it was floating. And all the frogs became very scared. Oh, the God has sent us a king. And for a long time, they swam around and just see what the king will do. But then slowly, the king was not doing anything. So they started getting closer and closer. And then they jumped on it. And then they realized it's just a log of wood. It won't do anything. So they became very frustrated, disgusted. And they continued to pray, please send us a king. And then one day, again, third, something fell. And this time, it was a boa constrictor. It was a huge snake, big and with open mouth. And it started devouring the frogs. And the frogs ran here and there. Oh, really, our king has come. And what the king is doing, he is devouring us. Like that, they were so proud of their democracy. Correct? We are also proud of our democracy. We are going to vote tomorrow. And what are we going to get? Are we going to get a log of wood? Are we going to get a snake? The choice is between a rock and a hard thing, like they say. Our choices are very limited. This is what we get. So in this situation, what I am saying is, what should I do? The point is, we should do charity in the right way. So Prabhupada recommends, give it to ISKCON. Now, this is like direct propaganda. So please take it in the correct way. By giving charity, which is of the devotional kind, you make tremendous progress. And the Shastras say, Dharma Shastra, not even Bhakti Shastra. Dharma Shastras, they say, I hope by now you know the distinction between various Shastras. All Shastras are not the same. Right? There is Dharma Shastra, there is Bhakti Shastra, the different Jnana Shastras. Each of them is helping a group of people attain particular goals. So even Dharma Shastras say that your wealth needs to be purified. Whatever you earn needs to be purified to get good results. Otherwise, it will produce whatever wealth you get, it comes with some reactions, some sinful reactions. If you want to cleanse your wealth, you must substantially do charity so that you can enjoy your wealth with a clear consciousness, so that it will not be accompanied by negative side effects. How many cases you are seeing that wealthy people, the wealth became their misery, right? They could not find a true friendship. They keep suspecting, rightly or wrongly. How many cases of wealthy people trying to find a match for their children? They are not able to come to a decision, or they come to a decision only to realize and regret later on that this person was only eyeing my wealth. They are really not interested in my son or daughter. So like that, this problem of wealth being contaminated is a problem everywhere. Poor people are trying for wealth, but wealthy people are trying to save themselves from the reactions. Husband and wife, they separate. Children and parents, they start fighting. And different sisters and brothers, siblings, even over the dead body of a person, there is fighting. It starts then and there. So wealth is not an unmixed blessing. None of us will say, oh, wealth is very nice. None of us will say. A poor man will say, wealth is nice. But anyone who understands this, meeting the necessities of life is one thing, but creating unnecessary necessities is a bad thing. Prabhupada will use this word, unnecessary necessities. And today, we are all hankering for more and more money. We are never satisfied with what we have because we are creating unnecessary necessities all the time. And fear and greed are driving our actions all the time. So we are never satisfied. Even though my target could have been something 10 years ago, and I have achieved it many times over, but still I am thinking, oh, my target is still ahead of me. I have not yet achieved it. So this polluted wealth is a big problem. Just as poverty is a problem, polluted wealth is a problem also. So how do you cleanse that? You have to do charity. And when it comes to charity, Prabhupada recommends the best kind of charity is that which will give to propagate the mission of Krishna. How many of you agree with this? If we can teach Bhagavad Gita to people in the right way, even if you don't teach them to the ultimate degree, but at least if they come to an understanding that I am not the body, just that much. And let me tell you, because every week we have to commute to the temple back and forth. Temple is 25 kilometers from where I live. And every week we go by Ola or Uber or something. It costs 400 to 500 rupees one way. So it takes a lot of time, 1 hour, little more than an hour sometimes. And then on the way, I talk to my driver. And you know what I tell him? See, just understand this. There is a car and you are a driver. Are you the car or you are the driver? He says, sir, what is this? I'm only driver. I'm not the car. But I tell him, see, such a simple thing we don't know. Because your body and you are two different things. The body is your car and you are the driver. The driver you cannot see. The body is doing actions. From that you have to deduce that there is a driver inside. Because you have seen a dead body. It doesn't do things. But a living body, it does things. So very clearly, any intelligent person can deduce that there is an intelligence in this body, which is driving it. That is a conscious being inside. So I tell him this much and just a little more. Once you recognize you are not the body, then you think of your body like a dress. When the dress becomes old, you get out of the dress, you move into another dress, right? So like that, when someone dies, the soul has moved, it will get into another body. So the soul is, nothing has happened to the soul. And then I explain, from the time of birth, you have been changing bodies. Why you are surprised when I say at the time of death, you will change body? During lifetime, you have changed so many bodies. What is so surprising? Quickly they realize. And at the end of it, I tell them, please take this small book, Gita Sara. Just 30 rupees, start reading it. If you don't read, ask somebody in the family. Invariably, they take with gratitude that I want to know this. So, see the power of knowledge, spiritual knowledge, not material knowledge, spiritual knowledge. It can transform lives. So, are we not interested that this knowledge should spread everywhere? Today in the world, hardly 0.1% of the people know that the body and soul are different. Even if they know, their knowledge is very much covered. See, for example, they may know that there is rebirth, but how they will use it, you see, they will have a horoscope. Okay? Based on the time of their birth, the horoscope is cast. There are 12 houses, there are these 9 planets, and there is this lagna, the time of their birth, and from that they want to know, what does it say? What did I do in my last lifetime? How this lifetime will be? Whether I'll have any rebirth? How? What does it foretell about my marriage, about my children, about my wealth, about my occupation? Everything is my karma. Astrology means it is just telling you the karma. So they will do that. They will go for matchmaking. They have that much faith in karma or the horoscope, but they don't have the intelligence to think further, to probe further from where this chart came, how this prediction came. How is it that my life can be predicted based on my time of birth, based on the positioning of the planets in my horoscope? So if you only think a little deeper, you will know, oh my God, that means I am not this body. I did something, and that is coming in this body was born 25 years ago, 30 years ago. But how is it that my whole lifetime is predicted? I have not done any sin or piety in this lifetime. So, but they are saying you have done a grave sin, because of that you will experience this thing. So you have to do this prayashchitta. Hey, come on, I never did such a bad thing. No, not in this lifetime, in another lifetime. Right? Various dosha, Pitru dosha, Nagasarpa dosha, and so many Shani dosha. These say so many things. All this comes from past acts only. But people don't utilize this knowledge to guide their life. They just want to get rid of sin by prayashchitta, but they don't ask, why did I commit that sin for which I am paying the price now? I might as well have not done that sin. So I don't have to do prayashchitta now. So please teach me how I can avoid sin. What is sin? How I can avoid? So people should be guided on those lines, but without a spiritual master, people will not think like that. So much preaching work is there. Just you see, we think Prabhupada went to America and he has created this ISKCON movement. He has given all the books. So now people can just read the books and they can turn a new leaf in their life. But we all have work to do to bring this to the awareness of people. So that requires money. See, the wisdom itself doesn't require money. A devotee doesn't need money. But a devotee who wants to give this knowledge to others, if we can support him by giving him a nice place. Supposing a devotee is preaching from a tree, from under a tree, who will come? How many people will come? Whereas if he can advertise and he can have an air-conditioned temple and invite people to come, then more people may come. So there, money is being used in the right way. After all, what is money? We say Lakshmi. In ISKCON, we never say money. We say Lakshmi. Because Lakshmi is the energy of the Lord. Right? Lakshmi is the internal energy of the Lord. Her form in this material world is money. She takes an impersonal form in this world. That is money. And we call her Chanchala because she keeps moving from hand to hand to hand. She's the energy of the Lord. And Srila Prabhupada says, the energy should be united with the energetic. The Shakti should be united with the Shaktiman. And that is the purpose of a bhakta. Like you take the example of Hanuman and Ravana. Ram is the Supreme Lord. Sita Devi is his Shakti, his energy. She was with the Lord. Right? But Ravana was envious. He did not want Ram. He wanted to kill Ram. And he wanted to enjoy the energy of Ram. So he abducted Sita Devi. And he separated her. Now you see the position of Sita Devi as a fallen soul, a soul that has been separated from the Lord. Why it has been separated? There is a story behind it. She got attracted to a deer, a golden deer, which was studded with all precious stones and all. It's unnatural. She should have immediately realized, no, it's not possible. I'm sure it is an asura. But no, she became attracted to that. And so much so, she chased her husband to go, please fetch me that deer, dead or alive. I want to take it, either the skin or the animal. I want to take back when we go to Ayodhya. Right? So this was just about a year ago, before their 14 years are over. Almost now 12, 13 years are over. So she's thinking, okay, another year, I will look after the deer and then I will go with it. But because she became distracted from her devotional service to her Lord by a deer, she got abducted by Ravana. So Maya, the soul, turning away from the Lord, even momentarily, gets abducted by Maya, external energy. Then who comes to save her? The spiritual master, that is Hanumanji, a completely selfless personality. Hanumanji, that portion of Ramayana which deals with Hanuman is called Sundarakanda. Sundarakanda. That is, Hanuman leaves from Ram. Ram gives this order to Hanuman, please find my spouse wherever she is. Right? That is the last soul. The Lord is telling to the spiritual master, his representative, Guru, please go find my lost souls. They bring back to me. They are my energies. Mamai vamso jiva loke, jiva bhuta sanatana, manasashtani, indriyani, prakritistani, karshati. They are all part and parcel of me. These souls in this material world, they have been lost from me. I am longing to have them back with me. Oh, my dear representative, please go and bring them back to me. So this representative of the Lord is as good as the Lord. He has no need, he has no desire at all. He is Atma Rama, completely self-satisfied. But by the request of the Lord, he comes. So you can imagine how grateful the Lord is to the devotees who spread his holy name in this world. That's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, there is no one as dear to me as someone who teaches this knowledge to others, to innocent people. Right? There's no one dear has ever been born or will ever be born in the future than one who is distributing this knowledge. So now you know Krishna wants this knowledge to be distributed. And the best way to please Krishna is to help in this process. And if we can do this help without involving our ego, that is perfection. If in doing this service, if somehow our ego comes in the way, then we are not a perfect via media. We are not a transparent via media. Some opacity is introduced by our false ego. So Prabhupada will always say, spiritual master is a transparent via medium. The Lord is there in the spiritual world. The spiritual master is a transparent via medium between the lost soul here and God. Through the spiritual master, the Lord reaches the soul, right? So Hanumanji is that spiritual master. So he goes and then he reunites Sita Devi. And Sita Devi is so grateful to him. And Lord Ram, when Hanumanji comes back and says, I have found Mother Sita, then the Lord says, see, I am in the forest. There is nothing I have. I want to immediately award you the whole world, but I have nothing. So all that I can do is just give you this one hug. So Lord Ram gets up and gives a hearty embrace to Hanuman, and Hanuman is dissolved in that embrace. Because this is all that the disciple wants. This is all that the devotee wants. Lord's happiness. So this is, we are part and parcel of the Lord. So when the Lord is happy, the happiness overflows into us. This is the process of actually getting happiness. Why I said all this is, please realize what is the best form of charity. Best form of charity. I'm not saying this to boast. I'm just saying this to inspire you if in some way you get inspired. I am an ordinary man. I had an ordinary job. I am a retired person. I am now going towards ripe old age. With my monthly salary, I had no other inheritance and all that. This is all that I had. Not that I had a bad salary, I had a good salary. My charity, if I count now, only the larger amounts, it is in excess of 50 to 60 lakhs. Smaller amounts I don't count, like the auto expenses, the taxi expenses, I incur going to temple and coming back. These things I am not count. Just pure charity I give to ISKCON in various forms. I am happy the Lord helps me. I have not become poor. On the contrary, somehow or the other it is coming, the Lord is giving. But this is not the way I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it thinking, this is the most important activity in the process of bhakti. One side, I am doing Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, etc. But it can all feel very theoretical, compared to our material existence. Where we are also absorbed in so many worries, anxieties, and all that. And then we think about spiritual life. What happens? Our material life becomes very immediate and urgent to us. Action seems to be more demanding there. Spiritual life, yeah, okay, today I could not do, it can wait. But material life, we are facing extreme urgency. It's like emergency, minute to minute, day to day. But spiritual life, it can wait, even though Parikshit Maharaj got 7 days notice. Immediately he left everything and went to the forest, bank of Ganga, to know what should a dying man do for attaining his highest goal. What is his goal? What is his aim? A person who is dying, what he should do? That was a question in his mind. Then you take the case of Bharat Maharaj. Nobody gave him notice, in 7 days you are going to die. He was in the prime of his life. He still left. Just like a person after passing stool. In those days, it was all dry latrines. Not in a wet latrine, you flush and go. But in a dry latrine, you just pass stool and move on. You defecate in the open and move on. You don't look back to see what you have left behind. It is, Bhagavatam speaks that language. In fact, Bhagavatam, someone said, just by the word stool, we can give a whole class from Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam talks about stool repeatedly. Anything material compared to stool. And gold is compared to yellow stool. And yellow stool is the stool that a jaundiced person passes. So, Bharat Maharaj, at the prime, he was the emperor of the whole world. He left his wives, he left his children, he left his ministers, he left his citizens, he left his treasury, he left his elephants, horses, foot soldiers, everything. His so many palaces, his harem. Just he did not turn back. He said, now I am going to do my tryst with God. I am going to the forest. No coming back. So in our case, Kali Yuga is so powerful. We understand. But just by purifying our wealth, we will feel a great relief. And these are some practical things. When I part with wealth, my hard-earned wealth, that's how we say, hard-earned wealth. If we part with it for this kind of a charitable work, spiritual charity work, then you become fully satisfied. You make progress on the spiritual path. What you learn begins to make more sense to you than ever before. Deeper realizations are opened in your heart because Lord is watching as Paramatma within. How are we dealing with this knowledge? Is it really impacting us? Is it still simply lying in the head, adding to the weight, which is already heavy? Or it is descending into the heart? That descent into the heart happens by these practical acts, what we do. Either we give ourselves completely to Krishna, morning to night, chant incessantly, or indulge in the 9 processes of bhakti. If you are not able to do that, then you do sadhana bhakti. You do some hearing, you do some chanting, you go to the temple, you do some deity worship at home, read books, these things, right? Direct sadhana bhakti, that will take you to prema bhakti. If you are not able to do that, then assist those who are doing bhakti. So there you come to the stage of looking at the gurus, the devotees who are taken it as their mission to spread the word of the Lord to the world. So how to do that? ISKCON is that mission, dedicated to give this knowledge to everybody. This is the best form of charity that we can give. You can give it to ISKCON nearby to you, or you can give it to ISKCON somewhere in Mayapur or in Vrindavan or in Juhu. You can develop a relationship with some departmental heads in ISKCON and find out which projects they need funding. Your money will go directly in the name of ISKCON. It will go into the ISKCON account. There are so many charitable organizations today. People are contributing. Number one is Prime Minister's Relief Fund, Chief Minister's Relief Fund. Then you have CRY International, then Helpage India, then so many others, national, international, and local. So many are there. And typically, I'm not passing a judgment on all of them, but typically most of them employ professionals on professional pay scales. They take people from IITs, IIMs, and such big places, and they pay competitive salaries to them. They don't just come for charity. Maybe they also want to do charity, but they don't settle for a very low salary, torn clothes and living in a hut. No, they live like anybody else with family, car, and everything. So they have to be paid. How do they get paid? The charity that you do, a bulk of this charity is because charity, as far as the organization is concerned, for the organization, it is coming out of nothing. No? The organization has done nothing. Suddenly somebody gives 1 crore. And somebody marketed and brought this 1 crore. So the person who marketed, they may get anything from 50%, 60%, anything may go to a person. Because still I have 40 lakhs left with me. Because so many organizations are competing for the same money. If I did not give 50%, 60% commission, these 40 lakhs would have gone to somebody else. Then I have zero. Intelligence. Intelligent person will say, okay, 40 lakhs is better than zero. So I will create a competitive situation. Everybody has got agents walking in the streets, drawing market salaries. IITs, IIMs, all these people. Market salaries. And they bring money from corporate social responsibility funds or very wealthy people who want to earmark some percentage of their wealth for charity. They go and make presentations to them, very professional presentations. We are going to transform a dozen villages like this, or we are going to create a huge arrangement for giving IT knowledge. So we'll create huge professionals, all on charity. Some presentation they make. They will bring money. Out of that money, straight away it is cut and 50, 60, 70% whatever given to these people. They enjoy a great lifestyle. And when you enjoy, you become polluted. Why? You are enjoying the charity given for some purpose. And that money, somebody giving charity, why he gave? He gave to purify his own sins. That money was earned by sinful means. He wants to give some charity. So the reaction should not come to me. That charity, you are taking even 1 paisa out of it for personal enjoyment. You are trapped in karma. And you don't know, you will be kicked and you will never know where you will fall. Anyone who go, that is why they say, if anybody steals from a temple, his several generations will be destroyed. Why? Because a temple is built by charity of the local people. Right? So, misuse of charity money, very, very dangerous. Today, people do not know. People have lost faith in karma because in schools it is not taught. Schools it is not taught. So, oh my God, our time is up. But anyway, this chapter will take time. I really wish to take time because while sharing with you, I am also learning. This anartha nivritti, actually, the major part of a devotee's life now will go in anartha nivritti. Nishta, ruchi, asakti, later. Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, anartha nivritti. We are in that stage. So let us understand the stage where we are in greater depth. So what I said is, giving charity to ISKCON, I leave it to you, how you would want to do it. I am not even insisting that you should give it ISKCON. If you are convinced, you find suitable ways to do. Or you may like to give it to some Goshala where they are maintaining cows. ISKCON has Goshalas, but there are other agencies that are also running Goshalas. Try to go, see for yourself. Are they doing a nice job? Are you happy with that? Are they morally upright people? Are they enjoying the charity in unspeakable ways? You take some effort and then give, right? But charity, because we are all Grihastha people, and Grihastha maintains the Brahmachari, Sannyasi, Vanaprastha, everything. The whole society depends on the Grihastha because only Grihastha makes money, earns money. Brahmachari, sorry, not allowed to earn. Vanaprasthi, he neither earns nor spends. Sannyasi, same story. So Brahmachari has to maintain, Grihastha has to maintain Brahmachari, Vanaprastha and Sannyasi. So a Grihastha life means charity only. Of course, nobody told us. That's a different matter. We thought, oh, my hard-earned money meant for my enjoyment. If I eat with my money, I am satisfied. But if I give my money to somebody and they eat, I am not satisfied. This pollution has come into us. Nobody can be blamed. For generations, this is going on. I am just trying to increase my earnings. But how it goes, I don't care. I just spend it on any kind of sense gratification. Both ways I am earning sin. Earning sin, spending sin. Yahi what Krishna says. Bunjate te yogam papa yepachanti atma karma. Yajna sishtasyanastam to muchyante sarvakali. You must do your activities as charity, sacrifice for the pleasure of the Lord. Then sin will not come to you. But if you cook and eat only to satisfy your tongue, sin 100% comes to you. See, you just earned wealth. You cooked some dosa, idli, sambar, rasam, chapati, sabji, and you ate. Sin comes. Sin comes. Bhagavad Gita. This is from the Lord's mouth. Just to satisfy the tongue, you cook and eat. Sin. See from where sin starts. If you eat, if Krishna says sin, then you should understand your breathing is also sin. Your walking is also sin. Why? When you walk, you stamp on so many invisible bacteria. When you breathe, the bacteria enters into fire inside. Your lungs and heart, they are all fiery places. The body is always hot. And you breathe in and they get burned. You cook, you light the stove, so many microorganisms. You wipe the floor with phenyl, Dettol, you kill. So when Krishna says you cook and eat sin, then we have to understand our life itself is sin. If I don't live my life as sacrifice. Yajna sishtasena santo. You must eat only the remnants of sacrifice. Life should be lived as a sacrifice. And you eat only the remnants. Offering to Krishna is the main activity of our life. Then the remnants we eat just to maintain our body. Please forgive me if I spoken beyond my qualification, beyond what I can really speak. I really don't want to hurt any of you, but there are certain things that by speaking out, if someone will benefit, that's really a wonderful thing. I have, please start thinking these things and act as it is fit. If you want to ask me any doubts, I am always available to you. So with this, we will wind up today's session. Unless if someone has got doubts, I'm sorry, I did not look at the watch only. It is now 3 minutes past. Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Pranams, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I have a question, Prabhuji, that is little related to this, but not totally related. And I want to know what I should have done, whether what I have done is right or wrong. Actually, Prabhuji, reality situation which happened on Akshaya Tritiya in the morning. And this is the first time after so much struggle that we have got our votes for voting on 23rd, Prabhuji. And we have got booth slips 1 week back. And on Akshaya Tritiya day, I did not expect any of this because I'm a first time voter, as I told you, after marriage. This is the first time we are going to vote. So we got booth slips, and the watchman came with 4 people, 3 gents and 1 lady, and they asked for the boat slip, this boothing slip checked. So I thought probably they are from the election commission or something, because HR and all has been released, so they are going to check. So I furnished the SR. Then they asked whether election card has come. And we showed the election. I showed the election card also. Only myself and my son, elder son, were there at home. And I was so, because we don't know what they'll say, so many things in politics. And then they kept on saying amount kudukka vandirukom, amount kudukka vandirukom. I don't know the scenario at all, Prabhuji, because I have not experienced it. I have only heard that, they go to the slums and they pay money for the vote, and they buy the vote, and it is up to them who they are voting, but they get the amount.
Yeah.
So I didn't understand, and he didn't show any notes, so it was not clarifying with this one. I said, amount la vaanga kodadu illingla vote pandradhukku, and I just closed the door and came off inside, and I was in a different mode altogether. And I was thinking, this is also equivalent to gambling only, no? We're not doing anything to get an amount. Then I called up my father just to understand whether what I understood of the whole happening is okay, and he was like, Akshaya Tritiya aniki kaiyila vandal Mahalakshmi vendan sollitiye. Then only I really understood that he was actually offering me money, which I have. This one. Etra kodukka poranada kekka podada. I was like, I did not understand, Appa, what he was telling. And I thought, if I am going to be bribed, then it's not the right thing. Then I was having a half mind that I have done wrong. I should have taken it and should have put it in good use and all that. Then the same thing repeats again in another 2 hours. Another party comes. The watchman brings him. And they again ask for the election slip. I furnish them the election slip. They stick the voters, 2 voters in our house, in this one. And without my saying anything, without his asking anything, he just gave me 2,000 in hand and walked away, Prabhuji. 1,000 per vote. Now, Prabhuji, I want to know. So I kept it near Krishna and said, see, I did not ask here also.
Okay.
I do not know what this process is. So I am giving this money to you. I will pay it as donation in the temple.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the right thing.
So please advise, Prabhuji, what you would have done in such a case.
No, that's the right thing to do.
Because,
Because his money, you just pray to the Lord that this is not my money, this is someone's money. I am offering it to you. Please give some piety, some pious credits to that person, whoever gave this money. That's all. You pray for
the
him.
general public are of the opinion. I was told by my father, go and ask the neighbor whether they also got, how much they got. And I came to know in the first time they got 3,000 for 2 votes.
Oh.
So my father was saying, see, you lost 3,000, you got only 2,000. Okay, it's okay. Gone is gone. I said, Appa, I'm not going to use this also. I don't think it's right. Because why we are paying tax? It's our money that is coming in circulation. That's all. Everybody who told.
Yeah,
The general
that way
people.
we can justify many things.
Yes,
but
that's what
we have to realize that this money is coming with karma. You know?
Yes, sir.
Money. So
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, yes, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, Meenakshi Mataji has accepted from both the parties. So she has to give penalty to ISKCON.
No, she took only from one.
Whatever may be, because when knowingly or unknowingly, she has accepted both. So that's why she has to give penalty to ISKCON in addition to that amount.
Yeah, I think your understanding is correct, that this money should go to the temple only, for no other charity. Because only the Lord can digest the karma, you know. Only the Lord can digest. If you give it to any other material charity, it will not help you. It will not
And
absorb.
probably the saddest part of this whole thing is, the last month, towards the end of last month, we had gone to Palakkad. The usual trip we go for the Kuladevam temples. And on the way, when we were going in a taxi, we were stopped 3 times in 3 different places to check if we were taking cash. We were taking cash in the boxes, asking us to open each and every bag that we are having. And they're coming home and giving us money. There is nobody to check that.
Nobody to check. Yeah. It's all show only. Just to show the public, see, we are checking. Yeah. Hare Krishna Mataji. Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. Just
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
first opportunity, you put it in the temple hundi and pray for those people. That's all. Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, may I ask one question, Prabhuji, regarding that donating to, giving charity for ISKCON, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Like, Prabhuji, we are all in a situation like we have taken loans for houses and so many things are there. Commitments, kids' education, so many things are there. So God has not put us into so much of difficulties, because it is now we should take loans, and only then because we cannot use the whole money and buy a house or anything. So we have to use all the provisions that have been provided for us. So in this way, if our life is going economically, I mean, no, with no financial problems, crisis or anything. So what I understand is that sometimes I feel, Prabhuji, how can we give more donations to the, because we know that how difficult it is. Some temples are, I mean, we should, it's not that by our help it is going to improve. No, it is not in that sense, Prabhuji. Like we feel, Prabhuji, but how to understand, Prabhuji? Now God has put us in a situation where you can peacefully perform the bhakti. So by giving the charity to please the Lord, so which I think or anything. So if I give, so how to understand that, Prabhuji?
Just begin somewhere. Begin somewhere. It's not that you start, you give 50% of your wealth to some charity. Not like that. See, we start somewhere. And the Lord will induce us to give more and more. You will get, actually, there was one nice devotee in Chowpatty, Bombay. I have heard from him not less than 3 times. If you are in the share market, you will know there is a company called Apar Industries. You can just see the share prices of skyrocket. It used to be below 1,000 or something. Now it is, I think, upwards of more than 10,000 now. All that happened in the last 2-3 years. That owner of that company is a great devotee of ISKCON. He would sit on the Vyasasana and he would tell us, devotees, just believe my words. You just give 50% of your income to ISKCON. I am telling you, the remaining 50% will very soon become the original 100%. He used to tell, I have heard him, and he's such an advanced devotee. He's no more. Such an advanced devotee. He actually has helped Juhu temple. He has helped Chowpatty temple. He has personally driven Srila Prabhupada from Bombay to the railway station when for the last time, he went to Vrindavan to spend his last year. He drove Srila Prabhupada in his car. He put him in the train. He had a very intimate relationship with Prabhupada, but he did not take Diksha from him. He took Diksha from a disciple later on. So he says this. Now, how much we are convinced about it? He's not telling from a spiritual angle. He's telling even from a purely material angle that just give happily 50% to Krishna, and Krishna will make your remaining 50% 100%. Yeah, I heard from him many, many years ago. So don't do anything unnaturally, right? But make a beginning. Start doing charity. Don't give, even you start with something small. Just see, because the practice will grow on you. The pleasure of giving this charity, it will grow. You will be inspired to give more. And you will find ways and means to save money from some expenses and then put it away for Krishna. It is, you may either, see, there are so many ways. You can buy some Bhagavad Gita from the temple and you can distribute to people at a subsidized price. People who cannot really afford, you can give them the books and you can teach them. Come, I will give you classes and I'll give you Gita at a subsidized price. So there are so many, you can buy small books from ISKCON and then distribute to people. Low price. You buy for 30 rupees, you give for 20 rupees, or whoever can give for 30, 35. You do your charity in whichever way that you are able to do. Not that overnight you have to go and, give your wealth. It's not that. Each of you must think for yourself. But I'm just saying, this charity, what Srila Prabhupada says, 50%. Rupa Goswami also says 50%. Rupa Goswami personally demonstrated in his life, Rupa Sanatana. So that has a power. If you want to access that mercy, we can do that also. Because huge spiritual credit comes from this. Right? So I just thought, by not saying it, I am doing injustice to you. I thought I should say this to you. How to, gain this access. But don't think this is the only way. Okay. I'm not saying that unless you give your wealth, you will not make progress. But at some point of time in your life, see, whatever I have given now, I did not give thinking it will come back to me multiplied. I never gave like that. And by giving, I have not put myself in a situation of poverty also. I have not done like that. I did not send my whole pension to ISKCON. I didn't do that. I kept enough for myself. I lived a very reasonable life. But somehow my charity has reached that level. If I just add up the large amounts only, given directly, I accept. I'm sometimes amazed. Could I afford to do that? I did that. So Start in a small way. Remember that I am returning to Krishna, what I have been given by him. Because everything we already know. No, we have read Bhagavad Gita, but in practical terms, we forget it. No? Our body is Krishna's property. The whole world is Avashyam. Everything belongs to him. My intelligence belongs to him. My hands and legs belong to him. So whatever work I did, it was helped by him. My job, he only gave. So actually, it is like taking Ganga water and giving back to Ganga. But then we find it so much difficult, We find so much difficulty. No, how can he? It will happen in the beginning. So Gauranga Prabhu in Chaupadi, he gives this nice story. One beggar used to regularly visit some houses, but in one house he would never get anything. Every day, but he would come and beg. Every day the lady will say some nasty words and say, "Go away from here." But one day, she said, "Just wait." See, he waited with his bowl, and the lady came and handful of ash she just dropped into the bowl and said, "Go away." Ash, fresh ash from her stove. She put it there. And this man said, "Good, madam, please continue. Today you have started. Today it may be ash. Tomorrow it may be cash." You have started to give. There is another nice story, we are told. A man was drowning, right? Have you heard this story? A man was drowning. That man was such a miser he was. He would never give anything to anybody. Now he fell from a boat and he was drowning. So the people in the boat, they told him, "Give me your hand. I'll just lift you up. Just give me your hand." Everybody was telling, but the man was still drowning. His hands were up. He was drinking water. He was drowning. He is not ready to take anybody's hand. So, but his friend was also in the boat. The friend said, "Hey, all of you don't know. Leave me. I will go and get him." And he said, "Take my hand. Take my hand." Immediately he took his hand. And then he was saved. Everybody clapped and said, "What is a miracle? We were offering our hand all the time, isn't it?" He said, No. You said, "Give me your hand." He is never used to giving. So he did not give you his hand. But I said, "Take my hand." When I said take, he immediately picked. So like that, it's a habit. Giving is also a habit. As we give, it will grow. And if we develop a habit of giving for the right cause, that is wonderful. If you see Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about charity in the mode of ignorance, charity in the mode of passion, charity in the mode of goodness, and then you have transcendental charity that you give to Krishna consciousness. So this is the highest form of charity. It gives transcendental results. Sattvagun charity gives pious results, which we don't want, anarthas. But we want transcendental results. Then we give transcendental charity. Yeah. Thank you. Anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranams, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, I would just like to share one. Last time, there's a Bhagavatam set that during Guru Purnima. That time we as Guru Maharaj has instructed that we maximum we try to give Bhagavatam sets, no Prabhuji. So we couldn't afford a whole amount together. So Sumati Mataji and Suhasini Mataji and we thought, okay, we will include whoever we know and then ask them to contribute whatever possible. So in the Bhagavad Gita group, whoever we knew, and some of our friends and relatives, small amount they contributed, Prabhuji, 500 like that. And the final amount, whatever is not it is not added, myself and Suhasini Mataji added, and then we contributed to Coimbatore ISKCON, Prabhuji. And that Bhagavatam set was given to one devotee who was always helping in the kitchen, cleaning and all that. He was very poor and he couldn't afford. He's a very good devotee. It seems that Prabhuji, who was in charge of books, was telling Prabhuji, and he shared his video. He thanked. We didn't do anything, Prabhuji, but we were really moved. We thought next year we have to increase so many people, and all of them are getting this Sukriti. So we thought every year we should do this more and more. Though we cannot do fully by ourselves, we can include lot of people. So that was really very happy. We felt very, very happy. We didn't do anything, but Krishna gave us that.
Good that you involved more people. Actually, when the Yoga Peeth, the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, a temple had to be built, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, we will not take bulk charity. We will go to everybody and we'll take 1 rupee. He took money from practically everyone, and that is how the temple was built. Because this is a transcendental charity, and everyone will get transcendental credits. Why should we deny that chance? So like that, he went personally begging. He was a magistrate. He went begging door to door. He took 1 rupee. And then eventually the temple got built. So that way, if you are able to involve others also, that is very, very wonderful. That's very good. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev ki jai. So we will continue.